We do this in our sleep, nigga.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. So we're gonna get into another reaction. We got Stipe and DC coming up soon, I believe. I'm not sure if that's the next big pay-per-view. It might be, actually. So DC took the first one, knocked Stipe out with some dirty boxing, became champ. The rematch was very entertaining, man. It was looking like a really good fight. And then Stipe did what he did with the body shots, reclaimed his belt. Man, I'm impressed by both of them, man. This really is a toss-up fight. You know, it's been, these two match up really well. I would assume DC would do more wrestling, but that would be tough against Stipe. But surprisingly, their last two fights have been a lot of standing up, crazy enough. So maybe we'll see the same in this one. So without further ado, let's jump into it. This is Miocic versus Cormier 3, extended promo, best heavyweight of all time, UFC 252, done by Dre Studios. This guy, or whoever it is, keeps coming out with some amazing videos, man. So I'll continue to be watching them. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Hey everyone, shout out to my Patreon supporters. If you feel like supporting this channel as well, just head on over to Patreon. If not, that's fine too. And I hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for the support on this channel.
How does it feel, man?
Joey, I've been through a lot. I go through a lot of stuff, man, and it's because of my greatest rival, but it feels good to get back in here and get a victory. You know, I've lost twice to John Jones.
John Jones tested positive for Turinabol from a sample the day before your guys' fight, of course, at UFC 214 in July.
You can't fail drug tests. He disqualified himself by taking a steroid before the fight, so it didn't happen. So now I get the belt back, which is the right thing to do.
As I came into this fight, I said, I felt as though I was fighting for a vacant title again because he beat me last time. And I fought for a vacant title, and I got the job done, something the UFC champion again. I proved that I'm worthy of being called champion.
You made history tonight, Stipe. You became the first man to defend the heavyweight title 3 times in the history of the sport.
Man, Stipe really, not that he surprised me against Ngannou, but man, he did a phenomenal job. But this must have been a while ago, though. I'd like to see Ngannou against Stipe again, to see what could happen. Ngannou has that crazy power, man. All right, let's continue.
Congratulations for that, and congratulations for cementing your position as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in a very, very tough fight.
Light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier and heavyweight champ Stipe Miocic, the two will square off in a super fight on July 7th at UFC 226.
I'm fighting the most successful UFC heavyweight champion of all time. The fastest man on the planet.
I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. It's gonna be knockout, decision, submission. I don't really care. I'm gonna get my hand raised. That's all I'm looking for.
I've lived in these moments since I first started fighting. This is another fight to me. Saturday I go fight Stipe, great fighter.
Cormier's always been good at heavyweight, though. Crazy enough, man. You know, I know he dropped down to light heavyweight, and he's been really successful there too. Kind of beating everyone except John Jones, man, which can't fault him for that, you know. It's kind of like running into MJ back in the day. You just weren't getting that championship going up against him. But I don't know why DC didn't stay at heavyweight. If you follow DC, I think back in Strikeforce, I mean, he beat a lot of good heavyweights, man, back then, knocking out a lot of people, matter of fact. But I mean, you know, he's been successful overall, so, you know, let's continue.
Great champion, but I win again.
Never before has a UFC light heavyweight champion moved up to challenge the active heavyweight champion. That is our reality here and now in Las Vegas tonight. Daniel Cormier trying to leave here with a piece of unprecedented UFC history. And in this modern era, Stipe Miocic trying to successfully defend his belt for a fourth time. And at long last, the action begins right now.
Nice low kick by Daniel. Stipe has been landing a couple of hard shots. Ooh, big
It's that dirty boxing, man.
Daniel.
Maybe an elbow from Miocic.
That's what I'm talking about. Stipe throws combinations. Not a lot of heavyweights that throw combos like that.
Oh, he's stumbling with that jab.
Already there's more punches.
Is it right here? Yeah. This was sick. Sick. This was a sick accomplishment. This champ status.
Two UFC titles to now defend.
This is crazy, man.
Knocks out the best heavyweight ever in UFC history in the first round decisively.
Daniel Cormier is a champ. That's about as big as it gets.
What did you learn? You never dream of taking that much.
This is what the martial arts is all about.
This definitely defines him as one of the greatest fighters of all time.
It's the most amazing thing in the world.
It happened so quick. It's like, bing. Like, what? It was like the world shifted.
It sucks. Lizzie's not fun. Lizzie's not fun at all. I mean, it sucks. I want to come back to the rematch, of course. Listen, right now, it's DC's day. Good for him.
Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar. That is the next fight in the heavyweight division. Should be.
Man, Brock is just such a moneymaker. It's crazy. Gotta give respect, big respect to Brock.
It appears as though Brock Lesnar isn't coming back, and right now, I don't think he's ever coming back.
A guy becomes the most accomplished heavyweight of all time. Think about the fact that he knocks out Fabricio.
Oh, moving backwards. Fabricio just got a good win last night too, matter of fact.
He knocks out Alistair over.
Didn't Overeem say he tapped here?
Knocks out Junior Dos Santos. Beats Francis when everybody's terrified of Francis. Then he gets knocked
Sick.
out in the first round. A crazy perfect punch by Daniel Cormier. You're gonna go, well, for sure, I'd like to see a rematch. It's like when?
Did you watch the fight on Saturday?
Yeah, I saw the fight. I saw DC one. I'd be the guy with a bunch of Instagram followers. Good time with one hand. I offered myself to fight DC on that card, and he said no. They
Like
told me no,
Beast.
he was unavailable, and then a week
He's
later,
dope too.
he's spending this. I mean,
You know, if you're Stipe and you're thinking about it, you can kind of understand why he is the way he is about this, where he would want a rematch so bad. Did it bother you that he said you owed him?
I don't have to really owe anything. I've said that to you before. I've said he deserves it.
there's a ton of guys that never defend the belt. They get title shots, rematch, but then I defended it 3 times. I did the favorite, did a super fight and all that stuff. I don't get a rematch.
You can't just go like you owe it to me.
Can't be mad at DC for chasing that payday with Brock Lesnar, man, because that'll be a nice check.
I just don't like that I fought again and he still hasn't fought. Just go beat somebody up. Then you can't ignore it.
I want belt back. That's my belt.
So what do you do now?
Get a rematch.
He deserves it though.
DC's just dropping his hands and walking towards him and stand. Look at that. I mean, no respect. He jumps up and drops you in the back. Stipe is still in this fight. If DC doesn't respect his power, he can get clipped.
Nice. Nice. This was a good fight. Oh, there it is. That body shot. And he did that little dance at the end.
Stipe, I want you to enjoy this. I know it took a
It's like, I don't know what the hell that was.
A lot of people counting you out. It's got to make this all this more sweeter. The heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, Stipe Miocic.
Two legends, though, man.
I mean, I think I could get a rematch if I wanted to, but it's something I have to discuss with my team and my my wife and my kids. You know, my son, little Daniel, just asked me, "Dad, are you retired?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, Pop." And he said, I said, "Would it make you upset if I am?" And he said, "No." I try not to make these decisions emotionally because I understand how much it affects everything. So I have to take my time and figure everything out.
You stopped short in the cage at saying this was his last fight. What did he say to you?
I asked him point blank. I was like, in your heart, do you still want to be a professional athlete? He said, I can't answer that right now. Right now, no.
I don't want to see him leave. I still think he's one of the absolute best in the world.
What do you think?
I think he's done.
Yeah.
I do. I think he's... Then again, can DC walk away on a loss?
Regarding fighting again, because we saw you last time, obviously, in the fight against Stipe, you gave a very emotional interview post-fight.
Yeah.
And you were talking about maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Yeah.
Where are you at this moment?
Very quickly, after I started to come around, you know, the fog started to lift a little bit. The UFC called me and offered me a number of fights, you know, and one of them was a third fight with Stipe, and I said, you know, I do want to do that again. I felt like I didn't compete to the best of my ability, and part of that was due to Stipe just fighting a good fight, you know, but I feel like I could fight better, and I said, you know, yeah, I'll do that. I'll fight Miocic again.
Stipe VS DC, the third. Because Daniel Cormier apparently is back.
Daniel Cormier saying he's going to get back out there and do it one more time.
That fight won't happen until 2020. Stipe has an eye injury.
Did you ever get the eye checked out? Like, did you ever get cleared?
Yeah, I messed up spots.
Stipe is now making Daniel back. I mean, Daniel's getting a little bit antsy here.
I'm telling the champ, come on, champ, sign the contract. Let's go.
Stipe hasn't forgotten that Daniel made him sit out. Daniel made him beg.
I mean, it's not like I don't want to fight the guy. I don't fight the guy. So lose that bad again, that's fine. Awesome, but like, let me get a full game and just like you want.
It sounds like the engine is revving on the other side.
It's starting like, it sounds like Stipe wants to make me shut up.
The gym wants to fight me in August. He just wants to fight me so he can retire. Good for him. I'm not on his schedule.
You tweet a picture of a contract that you have signed. Literally 12 hours later, Dana White's on First Take announcing that you are fighting Stipe Miocic on August 15th. The fight is done.
August 15th,
all
okay.
these months.
A couple of weeks.
Champ might have been like, if you go, I'm ready. And so I was like, okay, I'm ready to go too. If the champ says he's ready, I'm ready to go. This time I'm not going to get tired and you're not going to just punch me in the stomach for 5 minutes.
So I can't really turn this all whack. I crushed it.
I think I beat him up so bad in the first round that I lost respect for him. Started carrying my hands really low and not fighting the way that I've known to fight.
Stipe adjusted like any other great fighter, and he went to work on DC's body.
Work on that body, man.
And then he went upstairs, and then he finished it.
I'm a better fighter than Stipe Miocic. I respect him. I think he's a great guy. He's a great role model, but I'm better than him.
Stipe is one of the best heavyweights ever. He's got the most defenses. You know, look at the guys he's beat. Look at the things he's done.
Stipe Miocic remains the heavyweight champion.
If it's in Vegas, yeah.
I'd like to see Jones versus Stipe. That would be dope.
31.8% smaller. It effectively changes the sport. Without a shadow of a doubt, it favors all grapplers.
There's just less space. There's less ways of creating separation.
It's a smaller octagon, which plays to my benefit, I believe. As the guy that wants to be close to the guy that wants to wrestle.
I I felt like for Stipe, it might actually benefit him that DC doesn't have all of this canvas to work his talent, and that if Stipe can get his back to that fence pretty quickly, that'll maybe prevent some of the obvious takedown situations for Daniel Cormier.
Is he going to be able to use that long reach and that height and that power on the outside to keep DC away from him? Because he's got a considerable height and reach advantage. Can he stop those takedowns? Can he keep DC from getting on top of him? If he can do all those things, it can get very interesting.
It could be arguably the biggest heavyweight fight of all time.
When you talk about legacy and heavyweight legacy, it stands to reason
Francis
that the
has
man
the chin.
who leaves that octagon with the belt is the greatest MMA heavyweight of all time. And the fact that that could all be on the line in one fight is pretty crazy.
Sick. That was sick. Man, shout out to Dre Studios, man. Man, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be an interesting fight. August 15th. Hey, we're looking forward to it. Who do you guys think is going to win? Currently, right now, I'm going to give it to DC. But it's really a toss-up, man. I could see DC or Stipe winning. But I'm just going to assume DC is going to try to take this one down to the ground. For the most part, I don't think it'll be a stand-up fight like it was previously. Let me know what you guys think below, man. Subscribe, like, leave me a comment. I'll catch you on the next one.
We do this in our sleep, nigga. Yeah.